slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious.
Hola.
You guys have good questions?
Ha habido grandes peleas entre mexicanos y puertorriqueños, un muchacho joven, fuerte y creo que es una pelea atractiva para la gente, por eso es que decidí hacer esta pelea y creo que es una pelea interesante.
You think I'm scared of you? La chinga de tu vida te voy a dar. Gracias. Gracias.
No, mi legado ya está y obviamente estamos en un deporte donde se gana y se pierde, pero como te digo, como lo acabas de decir, ¿no? Siempre nos preparamos para ganar y eso ya está escrito, ¿no? El sábado levantaremos la mano y mi legado no cambia. He hecho muchísimo en el boxeo, he hecho muchas cosas y mi legado ya está ahí.
Ah, les pieds loin en avant sur la machine.
While Canelo is busy supporting his country at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, very few boxing enthusiasts are aware that he's planning a ring return this September. The former undisputed super middleweight champion stepped away from the sport following his crushing defeat at the hands of Terence Crawford in September of last year. After sitting out the traditional May Cinco de Mayo weekend, Canelo is now anticipated to come back in September against Mbili, competing for the WBC's super middleweight crown. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia is slated to stage this contest, and will mark the first occasion in Canelo's entire career that he won't have the massive Mexican fan base cheering him on inside the venue as he attempts to regain the world champion belts he surrendered to Crawford. The two actually crossed paths recently in Egypt, and that marked the first time they have been seen together since their bout.
Hey guys, please be careful because this is company very dangerous. Okay? Left, right, please. Yes.
Speaking of Egypt, the initial press conference for Canelo versus Mbili unfolded at the base of the Great Pyramids of Giza. It proved to be an ideal backdrop for the Mexican to announce his boxing comeback. At 35 years old, Canelo should probably consider calling a career and hanging up his gloves. Nevertheless, he still believes he has a few more campaigns left in the sport, and the first presser served as evidence of that. Canelo projected confidence heading into his first outing since the loss to Crawford, and even exchanged verbal barbs with Christian Mbili, who was keen to remind Canelo that he was a champion he would be facing for the belts. Mbili made it clear from the outset of the press conference that he had no plans to make a comfortable evening for the former undisputed middleweight king.
And now let's speak to the fighters. First up, the champ is here, Christian Mbili, everybody. Since September, you burst onto the scene, a fight of the year against Lester Martinez. You've been elevated to the WBC super middleweight champion of the world, and now you're fighting the face of boxing. What have the last 8 months been like for you?
The last 6 months for me was amazing. You know, I have fight like in a big show. My last fight was in Vegas. I become a world champion. My goal was to be a world champion, and you had a fight with Canelo. I think the six last month was incredible.
Tell us why you believe not only that you belong in the ring with Canelo, but that you can beat Canelo.
I think I have a good style to beat Canelo because I am amazing. I'm amazing fighter. I have good power, good speed. I have all ability to beat Canelo and win this fight.
Good luck to you. Speak more to you in just.
Mbili feels he possesses the requisite abilities to get the better of Canelo in his world title defense. This represents a massive opportunity for the Cameroonian boxer, who has remained undefeated thus far. This is going to be a major examination from Mbili, because Canelo is no ordinary fighter. He has been active in the sport for well over a decade, has faced some of the biggest names in boxing, and carries significantly more experience under his belt. Canelo has also ruled the middleweight division for an extended period, and while he may have superior skills and experience compared to Mbili, his body has likely started to betray him. Canelo underwent major shoulder surgery following defeat to Crawford, and at this stage of his career, taking on a man who had been regarded as a rising prospect might prove too much for the Mexican boxing icon. However, Canelo dismissed talk about his body lacking the same enthusiasm as his mind, and declared that he was here for the fight because he relishes challenges.
And now, of course, the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez, everybody. Canelo, some uncharted territory for you, coming off a loss, elbow surgery, and now you're the challenger. How confident are you that you can still be on top again?
I'm so confident. You know, I always confident because I know where I am, and how I train, how I feel, and how good I am. So I'm very confident.
We asked Sergio Mora questions he had about you, and he said he just wanted to know how bad you still want it. Do you still want it the way you did when you were younger, fighting for every fight to become champion?
Yes, I still want it. I feel like I have 15 years old.
Yeah. So what do you think about your opponent, Christian Mbili? Why did you choose him? You could have fought anybody you wanted to.
Mbili oozed confidence throughout the presser. It was almost as if he was preparing to face just another ordinary boxer. The Cameroonian champion made sure to position himself as the A-side in this matchup. He acknowledged that Canelo put on a solid showing in his last fight against Terence Crawford, but noted that while he is not a big admirer of boxers who rely on movement, he still considered a strong overall contest and a good display from Crawford. Furthermore, Mbili confirmed that he had watched the bout closely and identified specific details and potential vulnerabilities in Canelo's performance that he intends to exploit. However, he refused to divulge any tactical plans, stating that everyone would have to wait until September to see how it unfolds.
Really, Canelo in his 68th pro fight. When he makes the walk for your fight, he'll be 36 years old. How much of a factor do you think that will play in this matchup?
Well, I don't care about the age. The factor is my ability to box and his ability. And I think it's the perfect timing for me.
So what will your strategy be in this fight?
I will not change anything, I will keep my style, throw punch, put pressure, and we're going to see if he can deal with this,
What did you think about Canelo's performance against Terence Crawford?
It was a good fight. I'm not a big fan of running boxer, but it was a good performance for Crawford. That's it.
Did you see anything in that fight from Canelo that maybe you can expose? Any weaknesses?
Yes.
Such as?
I will not give any details, but you're going to see in September.
All right. And
The presser up to that point had been fairly cordial, with both fighters discussing their opponents' previous outings. Out of nowhere, Canelo decided it was time to assert his dominance and reminded everyone at the press conference why he remains the best in the sport. It started when Mbili told Canelo Alvarez that age would eventually catch up to him and that he would regret stepping into the ring on September 12th. Canelo fired back aggressively, proclaiming that even if he were 50 years old, Mbili could never defeat him in this lifetime and that he would surprise him in September. Regarding Mbili's last performance against Lester Martinez, Canelo complimented it as an entertaining, action-packed fight. He noted that styles determine matchups, and while both men threw and absorbed plenty of punches, he welcomed a similar toe-to-toe exchange.
All right, and Canelo asked you, he was in a fight of the year against Lester Martinez. What did you think about that fight and his performance?
I think they made a good fight. The style makes the fights, and they have perfect style to do that kind of fight. And I think they throw a lot of punches, and they receive a lot of punches too. So that was a good fight.
If he comes to you right in front of you and just wants to slug it out and make this a mano fight, is that something you would welcome?
Yeah, why not?
He seems to be tailor-made for you. You heard Richard Schaefer say that styles make fights. You've gone 8 fights in a row without a KO. Is a 9th straight decision fine with you, or are you determined to get back on a knockout streak?
No, I just train, and I do my best in the gym, and I go into the fight to try to knock out my opponent. But at the same time, I'm ready for everything.
And Mbili says he views this as a 50-50 fight. What percentage chance do you give him to beat you in this fight?
0.
Why do you say 0? Nothing he does impresses you?
No, he's a good fighter. But my mind is 0%.
And you said yesterday something that in 10 years, 20 years, he could never beat you. What makes you so confident about that?
No, like he say, it's the perfect time because I'm old and this and that. I say to him, if I have 50 years old, you can still not beat me. So, and this life, he cannot beat me.
He's gonna be surprised in September.
You feel like that's just...
You're gonna be surprised.
Be ready. You're gonna be surprised. In September, Gilles, en septembre, il va regretter d'être sur le ring. En septembre, il va regretter d'être sur le ring.
In September, you will regret.
What?
Said that on September 12th, you will regret to be on that ring.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
In September, you're gonna regret to be in the ring.
No. But you will see different things.
You will see.
Hey, you will see different things. I'm not your opponent. You come to France and all this and made it for you. Come on, bro.
I'm not Berlanga. I'm not. Comment il s'appelle l'autre? Munguia. You're gonna.
No, and you don't go Golovkin. You know this and this
I
and
know.
this and this.
But you don't have the same age now.
We will see.
Not some performance that Golovkin.
Like I say, if I'm 50 years old right now, you cannot beat me.
You're gonna see.
Okay.
In September, be ready.
We'll see.
Canelo appears determined to engineer a successful comeback. But what do the experts have to say? Boxing legend Tim Bradley predicts that while Christian Mbili is a tough competitor, Canelo Alvarez will likely control the contest with precise catch-and-shoot combinations, making Canelo appear as though he has returned to his prime. However, Bradley is highly critical of Canelo for sidestepping the much-hyped showdown with David Benavidez, accusing him of lacking the courage to take that matchup. He contends that Canelo is failing to uphold the Mexican boxing tradition of passing the torch to the next generation, similar to how Julio Cesar Chavez fought Oscar de la Hoya. Bradley believes Canelo's pride and a refusal to risk losing to a fellow countryman are preventing the fight fans genuinely want to witness.
He gonna piece Mbili ass up. Ooh, he gonna piece him up. You know, I like Mbili, tough guy, come bring the pain. It's gonna be a hell of a fight, but Canelo gonna catch and shoot his ass on his ass all night long. Uppercuts, hooks. Oh, it's gonna be bad. Ooh, it's gonna be bad. And you know, Canelo gonna look like, you know, he gonna look like He-Man again.
Like he's back. Like he's back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he gonna look like he's back.
So Benavidez, you know, to your point, and great segue with Canelo, Tim. I mean, you must be in the media, but Benavidez said nobody cares about that fight. That Canelo should be fighting him. Is he right about that?
Yeah, hell yeah. Canelo should have been done fought.
Yeah,
Benavidez. He should have been fought Benavidez, man. I don't understand. I really don't well, I do understand it. Canelo can't swallow that pride, man, and he can't. So some guys out there, and it kind of reminds me of Tank, right? They won't be able to deal with themselves if they lose to this certain guy, right? And it always has to be with the same damn race. It's like, come on, like, don't you want to pass the torch, right? So it's like, Canelo, Benavidez is probably the next guy up, but you know, you the old vet, don't you want to pass it? It's just like when De La Hoya fought against Chavez, and Chavez Senior passed the torch to De La Hoya.
Yeah,
you know, like here. You know, I'm that guy, but you know what? Let's go. I'm older now. You know what? You beat me. You the next one on the throne. You know, and that's respect, and that's the reason why I think a lot of people have a hard time with Canelo is because he doesn't have those codes. You know, he doesn't live by that. You know, it's a different generation. It's different, you know, day and age. So he's just. You know, he's like, I'm going to do what I want.
Analyst Showbiz the Adult shared a similar viewpoint. He does not regard Christian Mbili as a top-tier opponent for Canelo. He argues that Mbili is a sea-level fighter at best, describing him as one-dimensional with questionable stamina and footwork. He believes Mbili's lack of sophistication makes him the ideal stay-busy opponent for Canelo Alvarez to face.
Mbili is a sea fighter at best. And I heard Timothy Bradley saying that Canelo Alvarez should stay away from him. Canelo Alvarez is all action fight. Straightforward, no special effects. Canelo loved those fights. You see the Ryder fights, the Jaime Magia fights, Triple G3, Berlanga. Okay, this is the type of matchmaking Canelo Alvarez wants. And Mbili is one-dimensional, too much fat on his punches. Yes, he's very physical, but that's about it. He doesn't set up his punches well. His footwork is ordinary. His stamina is questionable. And his biggest attribute may just be smoke and mirrors. He's not swatting as big or as hard as people saying. Pull.
While analysts claim this is an easy assignment for Canelo, the Benavidez camp, who are bitter rivals with Canelo, have a completely different take. Jose Benavidez Sr., father of David Benavidez, mocked Canelo for accepting this fight in Saudi Arabia of all places for Mexican Independence Day, one of the most significant holidays in the country. While acknowledging that Canelo might win this contest, he dismissed the notion that Canelo holds any real influence in the sport. Jose Benavidez feels that Canelo's era has passed and that David Benavidez has assumed that position. He further criticized Canelo, labeling him old and finished as a boxer, pointing to a clear deterioration in his reflexes, speed, power, and leg movement. He added that this fight was handpicked by Canelo and his promoters, and that fans no longer want to see Canelo's unexciting pre-selected matchups.
But since you know how the date is opening up, would you like to, cement September and May for you guys?
Taking over. May and September, we're taking over.
Jose, do you think that was strategic of them to try to, wait for this weekend, right? First he announced that he's coming to the fight, then he announced, his next fight. kind of seeming to ride the coattails a little bit of David?
I think he's chasing cloud, to be honest, to promote his fight and do more appearances. We know where Canelo's going. He was pound per pound. He's not even ranking the rankings right now. So I think we're all going to go through that stage, and I think his era is done, Reflexes, speed, power, legs are not there. So we see a Canelo declining little by little. And now he's trying to get some clout to promote his fight.
With his skills diminishing, like in your opinion, how does the Mbili fight play out? Because Mbili is a tough guy, right?
To be honest, it could be another loss for him. Like I said, Mbili is a little bit fresher. But, I don't think he's an elite fighter. At the end of the day, they're trying to put fighters that he can beat. Not guaranteed, but fighters that are not, nobody wants to see that fight. It's not an exciting fight. He doesn't bring any more excitement to the fight. He hasn't brought any excitement to the fights. So, Cinco de Mayo is open for a great opportunity for the Mexican monster. We are going to look spectacular. We can't just win a fight. We got to look spectacular in order to show the people that we belong here. And we're taking over September also.
Former boxing pro Sergio Mora. Meanwhile, cautioned Canelo about facing Christian Mbili. Mora warned that Christian Mbili presents a highly dangerous matchup for Canelo Alvarez. He described Mbili as a physical tank who remains glued to his opponent's chest, attacks aggressively from both stances, and brings relentless power that makes it difficult to look impressive against him. Mora noted that Canelo is an older, battle-worn, flat-footed fighter with 75 professional bouts who now prefers imposing his aura rather than engaging in grueling wars. Because Canelo won't box or move, Mora expects a highly physical and perilous night.
Who's next for Canelo? I said, look, man, between Lester Martinez and Mbili, I'd much rather him fight Lester Martinez. Both of them are similar in stature, but Lester Martinez is more of a boxer where he can give you chances of him pulling back and you can crack him. And Mbili stays in your chest. He's a fucking tank. He stays in your chest. He squares up. He fights from the southpaw stance, left-handed stance. Hard to look good against guys like that, and a natural, bigger fighter. That's going to be a tougher fight for Canelo. And at this stage of Canelo's career, he doesn't like physical fights. He likes to impose his aura. He likes to impose his reputation, guys to be intimidated. Ain't gonna be Christian and Mbili. Mbili has power, aggression, and he's ready for this moment, ready for the payday. It's gonna be a tough fight for Canelo. Mark my words, man. Tough fight for Canelo.
And there's something else. Just it speaks to who Canelo still is, though. When you talk about a guy like Canelo Alvarez coming back against a guy like Mbili, I mean, just lost by the skin of his teeth the last time out versus Martinez.
It was a draw.
It was a draw, exactly. But what do you think has to happen? And it's weird because it feels like he lost. But because I guess where Lester went on to achieve glory. But what do you think that Canelo has to do to look good versus Mbili? What do you think he should be working on right now to come back strong?
Look, man, the only way to make it an easy night against a style like Mbili is boxing. Canelo's not a boxer. Canelo's not going to be moving. Canelo's a flat-footed fighter. He's an older flat-footed fighter with 75 damn professional fights. He's been fighting professionally since he was 15. He's war-torn. The last thing you want is to be war-torn, to have physical ailments, and be in there in a physical fight with an undefeated puncher that's hungry for this moment. You got to give it to Canelo for stepping up. They must have paid him a huge amount of money, that Saudi money, to step in with Mbili. It's a dangerous fight for him, man.
The boxing community holds vastly divergent opinions regarding this fight. While one faction believes this is an easy comeback fight for Canelo to reclaim his world champion status, the other side feels Canelo is walking into a trap that could damage his legacy forever. But what is your take on Canelo's boxing return? Can he recapture the titles he lost? Who do you have winning the fight in September? Drop your predictions in the comments. That's all for today. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.